Hey boys and girls, welcome back to New Stuff TV, the untechnical tech channel. I'm your host, Antoine. Man, let me tell you what I just saw, Richardson, because today I'm gonna tell you what I just saw last week. Look, man, I had a chance to hang out with the Sony boys. Yeah, I call them the Sony boys. Anyhow, had a good time, man. They actually invited me out to the Sony Road Show, which is an event that just kind of travels. It's really cool because they had it at a venue called the Asylum in Houston, Texas. I've never heard of this place. I live in Houston, never heard of this place, but apparently if you've got a really nice, expensive car and you don't have room to put it in your house, you can just park it there and it's gonna be safe and sound. You go into this place, they got like really stupid expensive cars, like this stupid, crazy Bugatti. It was a one of one, and I was told it was costing up to like $32 million. That is insane, but so was that paint job. Anyhow, there was like these beautiful cars there. It was like an Aston Martin, okay? And I'm pretty sure it was the one that James Bond drove at some point, where he, like, you know, machine guns come out the front out of the headlights. Yeah, it was that one. No, it wasn't that one, but it looked like that one. Anyways, man, it was an amazing venue. Typically, you know, they have events like this at like hotel, like ballrooms and stuff like that, or conference rooms. And it's, you know, it's kind of a boring venue, but exciting stuff inside. But this venue was clutch, man. Sony, y'all do that again, man. Keep up what you're doing with that kind of stuff, because that just added more flair to the event. But getting to the event, the first thing I saw, well, I saw all of their cool new stuff for 2024. And the first thing I saw was the Quad. 4 speakers with 4 drivers creating an amazing sound. It's not a sound bar. It's not like an AV system, like, you know, with a receiver or a satellite speakers or nothing like that. It's just 4 really pretty speakers that you can position either on a stand or mount them on a wall or something like that. It's a crazy concept, but it works. They had them demoed, right? They had the left and the right front, and then they had a left and a right rear. Now, Sony is very proud of their spatial mapping system. I don't know what the actual acronym for it is or the name for it is, but it is good, okay? And they were boasting how good it was by displaying the speakers in the worst possible scenario possible. Did I say that twice? Scenario? Anyways. They displayed it in the worst case scenario possible. So this is in a warehouse, okay? All this takes place in a warehouse, okay? And then they have the front, left and right, which are positioned pretty reasonably away from the TV, but the rears, the left was positioned on a stand, I would say about torso height, maybe, you know, where my rib cage is. And then the right rear was positioned at like knee height, because they wanted to demonstrate how good that spatial sound mapping was, but also because the guy who was demonstrating, he told me that his stand was broken. So it was perfect, right? So they played this demo, and like clockwork, all of us looked at an area of where the sound was coming from, because we watched something go across the screen and it went behind us, and we were all like this. And there was a guy from Sony like, dang, it happened again. I guess every time they play this demo, people look, because, you know, the sound is actually traveling the way it's supposed to. That demo was great, man. So I did ask, there's 4 speakers, right? 4. So you got left, right in the rear, in the front. So where's the center channel? Well, they figured that out 2 ways. Either A, if you got a Bravia TV, you can connect them to where your TV acts as your center channel, or at least helps out with that center channel. Or B, the Quad actually, the sweet spot is 10 feet apart with those front speakers. So if the sweet spot is 10 feet, maybe, give or take, and it actually, with the sound mapping, it actually projects a center channel to you. So that's pretty clutch, that you don't actually need to hook up a third-party center channel. I don't even know if you can. I don't think I asked. I don't think you can, though. But the TV does act as a center channel, and that's an easy hookup to do with the little box that comes with the Quad. Now, moving on to something I have got to get my hands on, because I have tried it, and now I got to have it. And that's the Theater U personal home theater. Yeah, I said home theater, personal home theater. Like, when you look at this thing and it's just like a little band you put around your neck, it sounds a little ridiculous to say it's a home theater, but man, let me tell you. Okay, so I walk up to the TV. It's a 75-inch Bravia 7, and that's already immersive from about 8 to 10 feet away, right? Then they turn on the PS5, then they strap this thing to my neck. And you know, when you turn on the PS5, it makes that sound. It goes.
So we know it's a terrifying game.
Wait, that sounded. Damn.
Did you already hear it?
Yeah. Damn. Dude, are you seeing it? Are you getting this? And then about 10, 15, 20 maybe seconds go by, and I'm like, I'm hearing this stuff, right? Just coming at me, content coming at me. And I'm like, do I need to turn this thing on? And then I realize it's actually on, because I was like, all this time has passed by. I'm hearing this sound and it's actually coming from here, but it sounds like it's coming from, the TV or the speakers that were on the side. It is that immersive, bro. It sounds like you have on headphones with the absolute best ambient sound. Like, it's very spatial. You're getting it in the back. I thought there was a driver in the back, but there's not. It's just the band. But you got your left, right, and it just sounds like crazy surround sound with the absolute best ambient sound you can have, because ain't nothing on your ears. That's crazy. It's very lightweight to the touch, and picking it up and put it on your shoulders, very lightweight. So you really kind of do forget it's there. But the way the sound is projected into your ears, it's just so natural. It's almost like there are speakers in the room, but they're not. And remember, I'm in a warehouse, okay? There's lots of activities going on and people moving, talking and stuff. And I'm just enjoying this experience in private, but I can still be part of my environment. It's nuts. This is something you actually have to try for yourself. Now, I did let the other guy try it who was standing next to me. And I don't know if he had it up full blast or not, but I could barely hear it, man. And I'm pretty sure he had it up pretty loud because we were in this loud warehouse environment. But like I can hear a few high pitches and stuff like that, but it wasn't like loud. You know what I mean? It wasn't like somebody was on speakerphone, you know what I'm saying? But he was getting a good personal experience just like I did. This is crazy. I can only imagine how that's going to be implemented in a bunch of households, like, for people with, that are hard of hearing. And, you don't want to turn the TV up so loud. Like, you got the guy who's always like, can you turn the TV up? And then you got the person with normal hearing that isn't damaged and they can just watch it at a reasonable level, while the other person just has this really comfortable, device on that's just hearing their sound the way they want it and it's not disturbing anybody. That's going to be great in the home theater space where everybody can enjoy content and you don't have to fight over like how loud the stuff is. That's going to be great, man. I got to get me one of those things. But now let's get into some stuff that really impressed me. Sony was demoing a couple of their last year's or older model TVs along with their 2024 lineup, which was the Bravia 7, the Bravia 8, and the Bravia 9. Great TVs, right? I'm looking at them and they look fantastic. But alongside of those, they had the competitors' TVs, and they actually ripped the front screen off of the competitors' TVs and their TVs so you can see the LEDs lighting up and how much control they had over each LED and the light. And it was pretty remarkable about just seeing how much dimming control and overall control as far as blooming and stuff like that the Sony TVs had over their panels versus what the competitors are doing. So when you actually put that layer back on and you can actually see a picture, now you can see a major difference. For example, I think it was the Bravia 7. It was a 65-inch Bravia 7 that I was looking at next to a competitor's TV, right? We're looking at a video of the Las Vegas sign. Okay, so if you look at the Las Vegas sign at night, it is an actual sign, okay? And if you get close enough, you can see details in the sign. Like there's panels on there, right? And it's not even white. It's like shades of yellow and amber because it's, it's kind of beaten up by the sun and is cracked a little bit and stuff. Now on the Sony TV, I can see these details, right? It's a black sky, the black Las Vegas sky. You got the sign there, and you can see all the details in this sign. But then when you go over to the competitor's TV, it's really just, it looks like a JPEG, okay? It really does, because they froze it in time. But it looked like a JPEG that somebody kind of created, where it's just this white sign with Las Vegas written on it. And I was like, dang. Like if I didn't know any better, I wouldn't know. I would think that this was actually a JPEG, whereas this is a paused film. You know what I'm saying? It was so incredible, the differences. And you see that because they have so much control over the light and the dimming zones and stuff like that. And when we talk about brightness of TVs, it was just like, okay, some companies focus on brightness, and that means you got to just pretty much blow out the image. And, as a consumer, we see, oh, bright lights, but we don't notice that all the color is being blown out. And now you're seeing white versus amber. or white versus gold. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you just lose the colors that way. And sometimes they oversaturate colors. But then when I look at the Sony TV, it's just like, wow, there is a lot of detail that I can see in here, especially in darker scenes, which they showcased as well. Now, as I'm watching them do this, I get to move over to another section where they're actually just playing videos. And all of this is on default settings. You know, when you pull it out of the box, the companies usually have the TV set to what they, you know, think is their best option for the general consumer, okay? They're assuming you're just gonna set this thing up on a stand or on your wall and not go into any settings. So that's their best representation of themselves, right? Whether it be LG, Samsung, Hisense, or TCL, or Sony, whoever, they all do this. So default settings, I'm looking at these OLED TVs, man. And when you think, when you look at what I saw, it was almost embarrassing. And this is a bold thing for Sony to do, which is to bring in their competitors' TVs. And they don't really tell you it's a competitor's TV. You just pick one. You know, they're not blasting it all over the place that we're shaming this company. They're not trying to ride like that, but they want to show you that there are two different TVs here at default settings, and one is truly outperforming the other and just straight up embarrassing it. So this is what I saw with this OLED presentation. They're playing OLED, right? Or they're playing a video on the OLED TVs, both of them in default settings. On the Sony TV, everything is just working, okay? It's just, everything's cinematic, it's beautiful, dark scenes, light scenes, everything's transitioning well. You can see the detailed colors, or, you know, they're natural looking. Then on the other TV, the competitor's TV, everything's just bright and saturated. It's not that the Sony TV wasn't bright or had deep blacks, it was just controlled. Just because you can go bright, like super bright, doesn't mean you should. Like, you need to be able to control that light. You know what I'm saying? And Sony is doing it really well over here, where the competitor's TV is just like ultra bright. And there are so many instances where everything, like the scene would change, and you could actually see, like physically see the processor working to dim and like reprocess the images and stuff. And it was almost like glitching. You know what I'm saying? Like, you would think that your TV flickered or something like that. And I'm like, hey, is that supposed to be happening? Like, is something wrong? But no, it's not wrong. I guess that's the way the TV functions. That's the way they programmed it to work. But on the Sony end of things, everything's just happening. You know what I'm saying? Their XR processors and whatever else they're doing in those TVs just happens to work and work well. And then I said something to the guy that was showing me around. It was like, and he actually said he liked the way I put things. It was like, when I see other TVs, right? It's like you're watching TV. Doesn't matter what size it is. It could be a 50, a 65, 75, 85, whatever, right? You're watching TV and it looks great. It looks really, really good, right? But when you watch one of these newer Sony TVs, these Bravia TVs, everything is just, it's like you're at the movies. It's like, even if you're watching a movie, right? You're watching a movie, it's still TV. You're watching a movie on TV. But when you watch this Sony TV here, it's the movies. It's just way more cinematic. I don't know what wizardry and black magic they're using inside of their TV, but it works for me, man. I really dug what I saw. But now that I've gotten to see this new Sony TV lineup up close and personal, which was this Bravia 9, 8, and 7s, like, I realize now that Sony is really just competing with themselves at this point. It's weird because it's also, they're like bringing their own problems to themselves, because even though they have a new lineup of TVs, the Bravia 7, 8, and 9, the X90L series of TVs still exist. X90L is their full array TV. And I actually have this one at home in a 65-inch, right? And I've tweaked mine to where it looks freaking good, man. You should see this thing. I got it looking good. So that exists. And that is like pound for pound, one of the best TVs, if not the best TV you can get for the dollar. You know what I'm saying? But now we got the Bravia 7, right? Which is a mini LED TV, right? And that thing looks really good. And you can get it at a really great price. You know, you can get the 75-inch at a really great price. As a matter of fact, you can get a Bravia 8 65-inch for the same price you can get the Bravia 7 75-inch. I think I said that right? So we're talking OLED versus LED or mini LED. And man, dude, they are so close. Me and my friend there, because he wants one, right? He actually works for Sony, okay? He's sitting there trying, like, this is how they're creating problems for themselves by doing so many great things. We're both sitting there and he's trying to figure out which TV he should get. Should he go for a bigger size and get the 75-inch Bravia 7 mini LED TV? Or should he spend the same amount of money and downsize a little bit to a 65-inch Bravia 8? Like, he was conflicted. He ended up going with a Bravia 7 75-inch, which I think is a smart move because that to me is the best pound for pound because it's not too far off from an OLED. Yes, OLED is definitely going to give you deeper, more rich blacks, right? But that mini LED is something special, man. It is a force to be reckoned with. And that's it, man. I just feel like Sony's actually competing with themselves at this point. Like, you know how I would put it? Do y'all watch the Olympics? Do you remember when Usain Bolt was running? You know what I'm saying? Remember when the dude was just taking all the medals home? Like, he would show up and it's like, all right, we know Usain Bolt is here. So it's not a matter of who's coming in first. First place belongs to Usain Bolt, okay? Now, what you need to focus on is second, can I get a silver medal? That's about the best I'm gonna be able to do. So silver and bronze is the best you can do because Usain Bolt has got the gold. I mean, I've seen the other manufacturers' TVs and they are brilliant in their own rights. And when they're alone, you know, on the wall or in your home, they are freaking fantastic. But once I look at these Sony XR TVs or these Bravia TVs, it's just a whole new realm of like cinema. And that's their tagline. Cinema is coming home. I get it now, Sony. I get it. I'm a believer. Y'all keep being good to each other and I'll see you when I see you.